Hello. It's Thursday. You're welcome. It's possible you missed our discussion about mimes because I don't know if we were alive at that point.
We were not there for the mime talk, and I think
Yeah.
that's best for all concerned.
The mimes, it was anyway. I digress. Welcome to Midwinter Keening right here on the Superior Adventures Guild Twitch channel. I am Chad, also known as Real CMG, but tonight I'm coming to you as North Shore DM as I DM some D&D. I don't know.
North Shore.
With my friends.
That D.
With my friends right here. Hello, friends.
Hello, Chad. How are you?
Hello.
I'm good. I have recovered from our ordeal last night. And I'm ready to give you a new ordeal.
Why would you give us a new one if we didn't like the one last night?
Who said we
like
didn't
that,
like
huh?
the one last night?
You didn't like that? That was for you.
No, he
Yeah,
mentioned
Dave.
ordeal. I don't know what the ordeal we were supposed to recover
damn
from
it.
was.
I don't either.
Dave and I have I feel like maybe we have an unspoken one-up game going on.
Ooh.
Like, oh, you thought that fight was bad? Check out this shit.
I thought you were going to say, I think Dave and I are like psychically linked because
We are
of
also
certain
psychically
decisions
linked.
that we make.
Both statements can be true.
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah. Anyway, please introduce yourselves for our viewers. Perhaps talk about your character a little bit. Perhaps a little insight into where your character has gone between the beginning and now.
Who's starting?
I can start.
Go you.
Yeah. Let's see. So my name's Dave. You found me last night with providing some sort of a terrible ordeal for Michael.
It was lovely.
I run the Wednesday night Beyond Saltmarsh game and play with these folks as often as I possibly can, and I love you all. I'm playing Vidar Gormson, who is a special type of ranger that was designed for this setting of Svilland by Dream Realm Storytellers. Shout out to those guys; they are our sponsors. And yeah, I don't know how much time in game has passed, but a lot has happened to this group. Vidar started out as a thrall in service to Gorm and Gorm's Rangers, raised as taken from his family at a very young age. His memories are only of his grandmother, but raised by Gorm and the Rangers to be a ranger. And eventually in one of the, I don't know, like maybe around episode 8, 9, or 10 or something, he earned his status as a freeman and is no longer a thrall, but is now free. And he's young, he's 15, and he's got a lot still to learn, but he is quickly becoming a man. That's pretty much where he's at, yeah. And a hell of a ranger.
Yeah, murder
Michael.
ranger. Hi, my name's Michael. I am not a murder ranger. Well, I'm not a murder ranger in the game anyway. I am playing Gundr, who's an Allah of Tor, which is a fun way of saying paladin with more special powers. Legitimately, it's kind of neat because, I have a cantrip as a paladin. Who gets a cantrip as a paladin? That's great. Let's see. Changes for Gundr have been very internal because I've been kind of trying to what's the word I'm looking for? Broadcast in kind of downtime that he's kind of just a guy who lives on his field and then lives on his farm and then gets brought in sometimes because somebody broke their leg. Please stop it before infection settles in. And now he has people he hangs out with and knows several of his darkest secrets. So that's good. He hopes they don't all die because, that would be a bummer. That's what I've got.
Bummer, man.
Yeah, total bummer, bro.
Yeah. Ashley.
Hey, I'm Ashley, and I play Astrid Boulder's daughter. I am a cleric, a Balder, Gothi of Mean or Maine. or mine, however you want to say it.
But not mime.
I don't speak. Yeah, not mine.
No.
Gosh, Astrid's been on quite a journey. So she was on a caravan to deliver a magical sword to somebody with a bunch of her friends, family, people, and they were ambushed, and the item was stolen, and her friends were all slaughtered. And she has been stuck in Molgor for 2 years as she is trying to become stronger and figure out how to get revenge on these people and to retrieve that sword so that she can earn back her self-respect and maybe return home, which doesn't feel like she deserves. So she has recently just gotten the sword back. And we are off to probably dispatch the rest of the people involved in this situation at Fogbearer's Village. So the end is very close.
And last, but certainly not least, your friend and mine, Andy.
Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Andy. I'm playing Stieg Egilson, a 6th level Runewalker wizard, which is a type of wizard unique to our campaign setting here, Svilland. Stieg has gone from a young apprentice living on a cot in his mentor's shack in Molgor to becoming a, true adventurer. He rebelled from his family. He didn't want to follow his father's footsteps and take care of boring old sheep.
Stupid sheep.
He wanted to become a runewalker and go on adventures. And so one day he teamed up with this motley crew and went out to investigate some happenings at a farm. And that's where it all started.
Hey, we're not that we're pretty motley.
And now you have discovered your one true skill.
What's that?
Rage
falling
looting.
down things. Rage looting. Yep. He's a pro
His
now.
barbarian multi-class moment's gonna be tight,
Yeah.
y'all.
Mm-hmm.
We all have gifts.
Well, let's talk about some happenings, some things that are going on in our world, some announcements, as some people would say. I'll start. Hey, we wrote a book. It's not a book. We wrote an adventure.
Adventures
It's
are
available.
books.
Yeah, it's like a book. It's a PDF. It's available on Drive-Thru RPG. It is called A Kind of Dark Revelry. It's a first level 5e one-shot, fast-paced, dark fae. You could die falling off a wall. Normal stuff.
You could.
Normal stuff. Yeah,
Who
I
would do
wrote it.
that? It's so dumb.
No
as-
idea.
As part of the
It's reckless.
Storytellers Collective, Storytellers Collective, the old RPG Writers Workshop, their Write Your First Adventure workshop. It was great. Yeah, it's available. You can buy it. I enjoy it. These people enjoy it. Other people who are not these people who have played it enjoyed it. So hopefully you can too. Thanks.
Thank you for writing it.
Andy.
Yeah.
I'm told by our producers that tomorrow is Christmas Eve. And I'm a little bit slow on the uptake with Christmas presents.
Oh, no.
Perhaps you have an idea where I could get some last minute Christmas presents.
I have the perfect solution for you. Go to Superior Adventurers Guild online merch store, order a t-shirt, order a sweatshirt, order a onesie for that little kid order a coffee mug, some wall art, maybe a notebook. What else we got on there? Did I say sweatshirts?
We have tote
hoodies,
bags. We got tote bags.
bags.
Food bags.
Don't forget your totes.
Yep.
I can't guarantee it'll get to you by Christmas, but
It won't.
Oh, sometimes
Such a thing
Right, anyways.
sometimes I'll put the receipt in the card. Like, hey, see, I got you this.
Ooh.
It's coming.
mhm.
Or I'll print out a picture of the confirmation email. Like,
Nice.
believe me, I did get you a present. It's in the mail.
You were important enough to me that I waited until the last minute. Merry Christmas.
That's right.
I love it. Ah.
Thank you, Andy.
Yes.
Dave,
Yes,
would you like to tell us about our sponsors?
absolutely. Dream Realm Storytellers, the folks that rode, and wrote, and then wrote it again because they're thorough.
Very
They
thorough.
created Svilland, guys. You all know this. It's wonderful. It's got all kinds of crazy shit that we're scratching the surface on. But I was happy that we did get to fight an isoworm. That was amazing.
Yeah.
And but this book is amazing. You can find it. I dropped a link in the chat there. Dream Realm Storytellers, they're our official sponsor and the creators of Svilland. So thanks to them for promoting our stream, and we're doing so in kind for their stuff. And then I just also want to remind folks that on Wednesday nights we have our Beyond Saltmarsh game. So make sure you stop in and have some fun with us there. Things are about to heat up with our party, the Dead Gang, arriving in Nerisban, a new city as they venture south, chasing after their fate. So
That's right.
yeah.
The
Yeah.
mucked up fever dream through space and time that we had last session was the warm up.
that was.
I don't know where it's going from here, but it's gonna be amazing.
I'm glad you loved it.
It was totally neat, and it was really cool to see a bunch of the other stuff that people didn't get to play normally. Like, I've never actually been in a party with a sorcerer, truth be told. So that was cool to see.
That was.
An Eldritch Knight, I'm never gonna say no to. You were a cleric, right, Chad?
Yeah, knowledge cleric.
Murder cleric.
And then
What I
Path
got
of the
from it.
Beast Barbarian, Kirk was
That was
playing.
cool.
That was
Path of
really
the Beast
cool.
Barbarian was gross. That was so good.
Oh,
So
yeah.
many attacks. Anyhow, check it out. It's on VOD.
Yeah.
Hi, Darth. Thanks for being here. Wiley Hobbit, good to see you. Yeah, check it out. That was a fun session.
Awesome.
Back to you,
And
Chad.
I have one more announcement. Today marks perhaps, if everything goes right, today will be the penultimate episode of Midwinter Keening, as long as I'm remembering the correct definition of penultimate as the second to last thing. Is that correct? All right, thanks. So today will feasibly be the second to last episode. Next week being the final episode, and then on the 6th, a sort of chit-chatting with the Midwinter Keening gang as we kind of wrap up and talk about everything that happened, and then take a break from one of our players for the betterness of mind and education. But we have more in store coming up, starting sometime in January, equally on the same time slot. I will be running for these folks, my friends, as always, a Kids on Brooms game where they will play young magical school children somewhere, and I'm pretty excited for it. It should be super fun.
For certain members of the group, it's just gonna be recollecting their childhood.
Yeah.
I'm still
But-
living my
so, yeah.
childhood, man, every day.
So right. So look forward to that. And if you're just tuning in, hey, we're ending, but we have a ton of content over the last almost one full year. I think we started in February last year, or earlier
we
this year,
did.
rather. So
It was in 2021.
yeah, but yeah, I'm
On
excited.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, that's it.
I was just going to say, on the topic of content, we should probably start putting a link to it, but we've got a YouTube page that has an archive of most of our stuff. And shout out to Darth for you're working your way through the Beyond Saltmarsh from season 1. Good on you.
Wow.
Some of the early stuff is a little rough, but thanks for commenting on the videos. And it's cool to see somebody talking about the early days of Beyond Saltmarsh. So thank you so
There's
much.
comments on those videos now. I need to go check that out.
Yep.
I look at
So they're into season 2. That's cool.
That's awesome.
Yep. Thanks for that.
Fantastic.
It warms our hearts.
It does. Makes me want to play Corcoros again.
Well,
Oh well.
stay tuned.
Someday. Anyway, let us. Oh, I didn't even open the webpage yet. Let me get to the. Let's do a recap, a catch up, as you will. Brought to you by the wonderful Ashley.
I just give you bullet points, man.
Yeah, that's all I need. All right.
Pew pew, as they say.
When last we left our party, they had attained the 6th level. That magical time when I don't know, boys become men, girls become women. Somebody
Get new
gets more
abilities.
spells. Yeah. And it was good. There was a whole bunch about like, I'm awesome now, or awesomer now. And I was like, yeah, you're 6th level. Hell yeah. Anyway, they had rescued a Dvergar whose name was Svirker. I'm only now realizing that, wow, those two words are very similar. Unintentional.
I assumed you did it on purpose.
Yep. No, unintentional. Rescued this Svirker from his enslavement, as it were, at the hands of the bandits led by the Bloodless, the leader of the bandit gang group who had assaulted Astrid's caravan all those years ago. He had given them some information that he felt like he was going to be reforging some spear that they had. And indeed, they found this massive spear, broken spearhead and longes, perhaps some sort of Jotun made weapon. They were immediately like, hey, this is not good. Let's get rid of this. Hey, we're by this really giant, crazy, mystical, fancy fortress or forge. Let's just drop it in the fire. So they did that. And then Eagles came and rescued them, and that was the end. Now
we play through all 6 endings.
Yep. Now you have to all 6, right? They of course received some interesting magical items, to include the hand of Manny, the magical sword that Dvergar had made, and the Faceless, the cult that Astrid is a part of, had blessed. It is a moonstone blade, aka some kind of weird rock from outer space that looks really cool. But it is rock. It is not metal, but it glows. It has all kinds of awesome powers, like I can shoot moonbeams, and I can kill giants, and I can, if you're a Dvergar, you can do thunder damage, all kinds of really cool stuff. But it does, of course, give you the fear of wolves, much as Manny, the god of the moon, is chased by a great wolf, Hati, across the sky every night. They also found two mammoth tusk mugs carved with ancient epics that allows the drinkers of those who must toast each other to affect the warding bond spell. A bearskin cloak that was carried by the bloodless that I decided gave resistance to slashing, piercing, bludgeoning. I'm going to live to regret that, but that's cool. It doesn't matter. It's rad. It'll look rad.
That's really cool.
Gunder, of course, was the one who destroyed the spear pieces by finally making use of that wand that they had found that allows them to fly. And he was all like, "I'm Mary Poppins, y'all." And it was great.
Accurate.
It's 100% accurate.
Exactly how it went.
Sure, why
and
not?
then as they
delightful.
decided that they needed to, of course, make their way towards Fogbear's village. Svirker, partially in tow, down and out of the mountains, as he has a gimp leg and isn't much of a fighter, although he will stab a guy, which specifically is a quote that he did say. In a fantastic sort of scene of adventure and childhood glee, perhaps. Oh no, I forgot your name. Vidar. Wow. Vidar led the party in a toboggan run down the mountains, and it was pretty rad. Stieg managed to stay on his toboggan, so he's not all thumbs here. Wait, he's not all left feet? I don't know. You know what I mean? It was a lot of fun. It was pretty cool. Stieg, of course, found some time to make his more amulets. And then they, of course, made their way across country. There was a bit of an encounter with some wolves who were hunting stag, much as wolves do. Crisis was averted thanks to the quick thinking of Vidar, making use of his iron howl sax, which, of course, if you bash it against something metal, it will howl like wolves. And then as the session closed, the party crested a sort of rise and peered down into a kind of almost canyon area, dense fog and haze, where they can see kind of karsts and spires of rock kind of jutting out and shapes of ruins and whatnot down in this canyon, as they are now on the very precipice, the very entrance to Fogbear's village.
Ooh.
With that, my friends, I want to preface this by saying I spent a lot of time trying to figure out a kind of background image for this, and I couldn't come up with anything. So we'll just have this mountain here that you can look at on the VCT. But that's fine. So with that, my friends, what would you like to do?
Do we continue
Take a deep breath.
traveling, or do we?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Do we camp?
Sorry. What time of day is it?
Well,
Let's see. Give me a D4 roll. 4.
Fiery 4.
It is like kind of early evening. It's not quite dark yet. Like, were you traveling across open country, you probably still have maybe an hour or two left of good traveling light. But it's getting to be that time.
yes, we have put in a long day. Perhaps setting up camp and resting. We have so much ahead of us.
We should
Agreed.
we should find secluded spot.
Yes.
Sounds like
Heavily
a good
agree.
idea. Can we see Fogbear's village from here? Like, can we see the gates, or are we further away
so
than
what
that?
so kind of what you see is you see this, you're kind of on the edge of almost like not like a fucking dire cliff, but like some kind of like, there's like a scree field almost that kind of goes down into fog, and you're looking out over this almost not quite horizon to horizon, but almost, but this massive area that, based on the landforms that you can see, goes down into this kind of canyon land, and then there's just these banks of moving fog, and here and there, as different like fog banks move, or some of the closer things, you see these like these rock spires, and on top of some of them you can see ruined, like feasibly ruined buildings, and whatnot. You can kind of see these outlines. You can't really see a lot of detail because of the fog, but you see these outlines of like buildings and ruins, and these kind of large like rock spires that in some cases tower a bit above you, in some cases are like at eye level, in some cases are a little bit below. So it's not in a traditional sense, aka the city that you're used to, Molgor. It is not kind of structurally built in that way, at least from where you're at right now. Is that
Okay, so
does that
we're kind of above this canyon area.
Yep.
Okay.
We should find
Canyon-
a place.
Canyonland certainly is not the happiest place on earth.
No, their mascot is just a severed head. It's just not friendly.
Yikes. It's not child friendly.
No, not at all. We should probably find a place further down a valley or a couple valleys over to set up camp then, and approach possibly before or at dawn.
Agreed. If we intend to have a fire, it'd be best to try to conceal the smoke as much as we can. A smaller fire, perhaps.
Is there a hut that will take care of that problem
Yes.
for us?
I can set up my hut. We
That
don't
would be
need
wonderful.
a fire. It's just big and circular, and it sticks out a little bit, so we should try to hide it.
Very well.
Mm-hmm. Is it the sort of thing that you would call a stiglu?
That's good.
Mhm.
That's very good.
In fact, I'm going to call it that from now on,
Yes.
without spitting beer all over my keyboard.
Oh.
All right. So you want to. So do you want to try to move? You want to move back, kind of back the way you came, to find a spot?
I guess as long as there's like a kind of like a tucked away kind of, it doesn't need to be a huge area, or
Sure.
maybe just like some trees around it, just so it's not sticking out from a distance.
Okay. Do you want to look like, I guess, how close or far away from kind of this fog bearer area would be your ideal?
Definitely not closer.
Yeah, I don't think we should get closer. I think
Okay.
we should stay a little bit away, if not a little further away than
Okay.
where we are right now.
Let's do this. Let's have we'll call it a survival roll. Somebody could throw out there as
I will help Vitter do that,
as you
as if he needed
peruse-
advantage.
Peruse the
Dirty
landscape.
20. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Yeah. Yeah, you find maybe about a kind of a valley or so over, You kind of get into a small kind of copse of trees, a nice little wooded area. There's kind of an old massive boulder that had been that had perhaps rolled down the mountains at one point in ages past, and now it is kind of moss overgrown. There's like the random spruce tree and maybe a cedar tree sticking out of the top of it with about 2 inches of topsoil, and everyone's like, how does that even work?
Love that shit.
Yeah. And so there's of course a nice little nook like at the base of this rock where you could perhaps be a little out of the way and not actually have to worry about getting crushed by the rock. I just wanted to say that in case you were like, oh, is Chad trying to trick us into sleeping under this rock and then roll it on top of us?
No, it's a mimic.
I wouldn't do that. But yeah, you find this really cool, like interesting spot that's, maybe 2 or 3 miles kind of back the way you came.
I wasn't
Perfect.
worried before, but now I am.
I'm not. We'll be in the hut.
I'm
We'll be
helping.
in the Stigloo.
Astrid,
you
the
make
only
it-
thing you really need to worry about here, Astrid, tonight are the wolves.
What? Did
They
you see a
can't-
wolf?
They can't.
There are
get
tracks
through the hut.
everywhere.
Where?
Right
Yeah,
there.
there's one right there.
Oh God!
They've
Get
been
that-
following us for hours.
Make the hut! Make the hut! Make the hut!
It's okay. It's okay.
I'll start
Trying
making
to
the hut.
keep
As
the
Stig
main cleric calm.
as Stig is working the hut, Vidar is gonna sort of walk around a little bit, and then he's gonna just take out the iron howl and just kind of lightly tap it against a piece of metal on his belt.
What was that? Did you hear that?
Yes, I did. That was Vitter. He is fucking with you.
Bitter!
I am.
Get back in
Sorry.
the hut!
You never had younger siblings, did you?
No, I did.
Oh, you should be used to this then.
There were several of us. I wasn't the only child.
Tried to come up with a joke there and I came away with nothing. Sorry.
What? Well, you weren't an only child either.
No, that's why I was saying, no, you get used to it. I did horrible things to my sister, and this is pretty much in line who we're getting.
That tracks.
Gunder, what kind of things did you do?
Honey, small animals, blonde hair. Combinations thereof are not kind. But to a 12-year-old, they're very funny.
Vidar nods his head like he knows exactly what you're talking about, but he's in his head. He's trying to figure out how to put those together.
I'm trying to figure out how to put those together.
I have some ideas.
It'll come to you.
Please do remember who heals most of you.
Isn't that me?
Not
Historically,
always.
I am an adult these days. If I'm going to
These days.
these days, we all are not always adults. But if I were going to fuck with you, it would be something else. Probably involve just a lot of drinking and pranking.
I am just trying to have a little fun, that's all. It's such a dire situation. I like to see smiles on your faces sometimes. Not always grimaces, and yeah, that face is scary.
A good face.
Astrid, roll
Very scary.
intimidation.
That would be 11
So many.
plus
13.
Oh,
Dirty 30.
yeah, it's scary.
Not happy.
Sheesh, I'm sorry. I won't do it again.
You will definitely do it again.
Of
I
course.
know,
will.
right? I'm not even going to roll a figure out insight.
Yeah, you don't need to. He's got his fingers crossed behind his back.
I'm gonna
How's
tie him
that?
up while he sleeps.
Ooh,
That is also appropriate.
Steeg, how's that hut coming along?
And done. Come on in. It's nice and warm.
Oh, good. Astrid goes right in.
So it smells faintly of honey.
And Steeg.
It's just Steve.
Oh, to the
bathes in-
honey.
He bathes in honey and clove.
Steeg and a jar of honey.
It's good for the skin.
For what ails ya?
I don't know if you've noticed, Steeg has great skin. His regiment's excellent.
He invented the Instagram filters.
I see how you
It's
brought that.
called
sort of full
prestidigitation.
Yeah, that's a good callback.
I remain alarmed
And-
about everything I'm hearing here.
Fantastic.
should-
In and out of character.
Yeah, let's do this. So you have bedded down, or you have made camp. It is cozy in the Stiglu. It's not going to stop, Michael. Get used to it.
Wanna.
I'm just annoyed that it took us this long to figure that out.
That's
We've
that's
only
fair.
had the hut for like
be fair,
maybe
yeah.
3.
To be fair.
2 episodes.
Episodes.
That's fair. Yeah. Okay. And yeah, it's as you're aware, it is of course the eve of
Stigmas.
this big Stigmas, yeah, of this you're assaulting tomorrow. Is there anything that you would like to do before your watches begin and night takes you and in a van before night what? Sorry, I don't know where that came from.
Astrid would like to pray to Baldur and ask for guidance. And I don't have anything game mechanically that would do that, but she'll set up her little Baldur idol and her incense and stuff and take out her mask and meditate on it.
Make me a religion roll.
Okay. Um 21.
21. Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Super relig.
Well, Claire.
Cleric. Gothy.
OMG.
Yeah.
BALDR.
Yeah, despite these battles that you have had and these kind of harrowing situations that you've been in, your materials are in order. You're able to find a place of, I would say, find a place of peace, but like you're a Gothi of the god of agony ultimately, so that's what I mean. You find that place, you find your center in the things that you are looking after, and yeah, you feel pretty good.
All right. Cool.
Anyone else?
Vidar will I'll step outside the hut at some point after
Okay.
dark falls and walk over to maybe a vantage point where I can see out across the horizon. What
Mhm.
kind of a night is it weather-wise? Like, is it clear or?
Let's see.
And
Oh,
it's-
yeah,
it's
it
On
is.
fire.
Yeah, it is. It is clear. The the many stars in the sky are out in full order. It is a. And let me. It is a full moon.
Okay.
So it's pretty bright out. You can see kind of over the top of and kind of behind the Molgoroth, you can see the Bifrost, waving there in the sky. You can see for, you look into the south and kind of down and away, you can see for leagues, for miles.
So Dave does not know the Svilland astrology constellations or anything like that, but I imagine that Vidar is pretty well versed, and so he will sort of remember as best he can the stories that are equated with those constellations, and eventually Iceland comes down and lands nearby, and his thoughts kind of drift towards his grandmother, and naturally drawn to her after the experience in the Rengorn, and he'll take out the amulet that he wears around his necklace that she gave him, and just sort of hold it tight and sort of speak to her, asking for guidance and for her to watch over him, because he knows how dangerous things are going to be.
Do you have any I guess magic-based skills? Are you proficient in Arcana, religion?
Oh no. No.
Okay. Okay.
Nope.
Give me a
no.
wisdom roll.
Alrighty. Just add my wisdom mod.
Yes, sir.
16.
Not bad.
Okay. Yeah, it's these the tales told, of the constellations mirror many of the stories of the gods, the sagas, the heroes, the monsters, and your grandmother, being of the old faith, of course, knew some of these constellations perhaps by different names, by different stories, and so there's probably a couple that you're like, oh yeah, like, this is the constellation to Uller, and you're like, oh yeah, that's cool, that's great. But then also you like, in this process, you remember that maybe in another place and time that constellation was called Freyr, and you have a recollection of some of these. You almost have like a separate overlay of some stories that you barely like remember, but you have I think as you look out over this kind of cold mountain hillscape as it goes down to the river and the woods beyond, to the south, and this fog and the sky, you kind of, you feel sure of yourself and your place, but you also feel perhaps a bit of that kind of disconnected longing that perhaps there was another way, another place you could have been. You got something there, Steve?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you were just waving.
Yeah.
Hi. And yeah, you that is your experience.
Yeah, with that knowledge, he is a little uneasy, but eventually making his way back to the hut and falling asleep.
Anyone else?
I will take first watch.
Okay, right into watches. No, Stieg nor Gunder have anything else?
My stuff is all going to be on my watch.
Okay. No worries. All right. Astrid, first watch. Please make a. I guess give me a D20 roll. 13. Your watch is bright and cold as the full moon is out, high in its trek. Manny is there almost as if he is blessing these actions. Now that you have a weapon of his namesake.
As soon as I'm sure everybody's asleep, I'm gonna take that jar of salve from my healer's kit, and I'm gonna guess it's mostly like honey and bear grease, and I'm gonna take a big dollop of it and just smear it down Peter's face.
Nice. Give me a sleight of hand check.
A sleight of hand? He's asleep.
I know.
I'm gonna waste an advantage.
All right.
Never a waste. Never
Eve
a
of
waste.
battle.
Oh, it doesn't even.
Oh,
That is an 8.
What the fuck, Astrid? What the fuck is this?
Yeah,
what
you
the
wake
hell is
up.
going on?
God damn it!
Her hand is like, it's like at your mouth. Like your eyes, like one eye is like greased shut. You've got, like,
Gunder
done
just
most
starts
of his face.
laughing uproariously.
And I just finished the rest, like smear the rest of it on him.
Fuck. That was mean. Someone better prestidigitate this shit off my face.
I will set you all on fire.
God damn it.
Wake
Not
me
my
up like
fault.
that.
I thought you said it would be funny with the honey.
Now I know
I'm
what
laughing.
you mean. Now I know what you mean, Gunder.
He does look pretty funny. I'll use prestidigitation and clean your face.
Thank you, Stieg.
We did not have that in my household. Instead, it took like 3 days of washing down in the river.
That's why everyone has dogs. It's just work it off. It's faster that way.
Is
No?
it?
It's
I have
disturbing.
cats.
That
I have
takes
no
a while.
idea. I've never owned a dog. Anything else, Astrid?
No, I'm good.
For sure, you don't want to wait till he starts snoring again, then do it a second time. He'll never expect it the second time.
Astrid feels like Peter has learned a lesson from this. No, she's just gonna roll over.
Peter has learned nothing.
He-
Let's-
he-
Probably
the thing
not.
that he has learned is that Astrid plays dirty. That is what he knows now.
just figuring that out.
Fair enough. Who do you waken?
Who wants? Since we're all awake, who wants to go next? All right. I'm gonna sleep on that salve. Like
Gunter, on his watch, spends the entire time repairing armor, sharpening weapons, making everything battle ready as
Okay.
kind of a meditative act. It's if anyone were awake, they would see it's almost ritualistic in motion. But hopefully everyone's asleep. Hopefully. Just at the end of it, towards the end of when he's ready to wake someone up, he is in fact going to just kind of settle in to a sitting position, kind of rest his chin on his chest for a second and just begin solemnly praying to Thor that we go forth now to do the good work of, men, and to see that, those evils which exist in this world and the next are put back. We know you will be with us. We pray that our might and yours carries the day.
Please make a religion roll for me.
That's not good.
6.
7 total.
7.
He is not trained in that.
You feel neither good nor bad about your prayer. It's a prayer, as many you have made.
Gunter has faith. That's all that matters.
Yeah, your weapons and armor are sharp and shiny. You have sewn any holes that you have undoubtedly accumulated as you have been stabbed over and over again. Yeah. Give me a D20 roll as well, as you are, of course, also on watch. And since you are engaging in such an involved task, roll that D20 twice. I love you so much.
1 and 7.
Thank you so much for this gift that you have given me and you.
Technically, that's the dice gave them.
Yeah, but it was your hand. Okay, so now go ahead and do this. Roll another D20.
Oh boy. There it is.
13.
Starte.
Okay. I am making a note for later. And underlining it so I don't fucking forget about it. And then one more thing. Go ahead and nope. Really?
Nope. Yep.
Nope. Make a percentile roll.
Yep.
Roll all them dice.
Percentiles.
You need a percentile die?
Please.
Yeah, you gonna roll it or what?
I wasn't sure.
There it is.
Hey,
I just
Apparently
thought it was a
62.
VTT problem.
That's true.
Always blame the VTT. That's one thing we've learned.
suspense feature.
Most
That's a
of the
pro
time,
tip.
you're
Pro
right.
tip. Yep, pro tip. Always blame the VTT.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's ridiculous.
Uh-oh,
That's
something
not-
bad is going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't have a good
The
feeling
wolves
about
were
this.
real. The wolves were real.
Of course,
Give me,
we're gonna get attacked by wolves.
Gunnar, go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Okay. 16.
16. You are, in the midst of maybe sewing up a portion of your hauberk or something, or whatever kind of armor you're actually wearing.
A chain halberd.
Jane Howard. All right, fair enough. And kind of repairing as best you can here in the wilderness, some of these broken links. And you hear carried on the wind the sound of perhaps a small number of perhaps a handful of feet as they quietly crunch the snow, and you hear the sound of breathing, and perhaps see a bit of falling snow as it is knocked from the top of the massive boulder that you are camping in the lee of.
Just going to quietly reach over and shake Vitar awake. Just point towards the top of the rock.
Vidar is going to slowly pull out the sacks from its scabbard.
Go over and just... They can't... Oh, Gunter doesn't know. Never mind. Just gently reach over and wake up... waking up... oh my gosh, Astrid.
Astrid, okay. And you're give me you're trying to do this
Quietly.
cautiously and quietly. Give me a stealth roll, if you would.
Sound wouldn't pass through the hut.
20. Gunter doesn't know that. That's what I was just realizing. He doesn't know. So he's still just... but I still rolled a 20, because that's just train.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you cautiously, ever so gently, reach out to Astrid.
And just points to the top of the rock.
Vidar and Astrid, why don't you both look, attempt to get a look? It looked like you wanted to get a look, at least.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Give me perception rolls. I guess I should ask, is the dome clear? I almost said opaque.
No.
Is that right? What's the opaqueness of the dome right now?
You can't see through it from the outside, so it's completely opaque.
But you can see out of it.
18
Okay.
for
You
Vidar.
can't see out of it completely. Nobody can see into it. But I can color the outside. So I probably would have, but I think you can only do, I don't know, there's some kind of limitation on that, I think.
I think it's just solid colors.
Yeah. So I would have made it like white or stone
White.
colored.
Okay. Astrid,
17.
17. And so yours is a 19, Dave?
18.
18. Okay. You both kind of look, Vidar, you're just kind of laying there, looking and like unconsciously, drawing steel, and you can see above. Do I do.
So nervous.
You can see two familiar lupine forms, and doubly familiar, you can see the glowing red eyes of that mark beasts ensorcelled by hell that you have, of course, faced before.
They are tainted.
They don't seem to necessarily notice that you all are there. they're just kind of, one of them is sniffing, is making that sniffy face. It would be cute if this wasn't a murder beast sort of face. And the other one is just kind of like looking out over off the top of the rock.
So I can see the wolves.
Yep. You can see
Esther just starts shaking.
2 wolves.
We are safe here.
Do wolves like honey?
Yes.
Yes. We should wake up Steeg just in case. Just reach over and gently wake up Steeg.
What is it now?
There are hell wolves outside the dome.
Where are they? Where are they? Up there.
Yes.
Can they see us in here, Steeg?
No, you can't see through it. And you
Can they
can't
hear us?
through it. No.
Oh, well then. If we just sit here, we should be fine. They will leave.
The magical wolves, yes? The glowy eyes. The sharp pointy teeth.
More importantly, that means they are here in service to Mavness, which means Mavness, if we alert them, will know. So, yes, we should do nothing if we can help it.
As you discuss this, and as you've woken Steeg, and Steeg is like, no, it's cool. Like, they can't see or hear us. The wolf that was making the sniffy face kind of gives a bit of a start, and kind of looks pointedly down, not at you per se, but like in the area, and gives out a series of those chittering yips, since wolves don't really bark, that wolves make. And you watch as you watch 3 wolves leap from the top of the boulder and land, realistically maybe only like 10 or 15 feet from you in the snow. And as you watch, they kind of sniff about at where you had walked in, and perhaps gathered any firewood or anything like that.
Astra's just gonna start putting on her armor.
But yeah, realistically, they they're not really all that smart. They will have a hard time detecting you, next to impossible. And after maybe 30 minutes or so, they spend kind of like sniffing about and ranging, and one of them kind of comes up to the dome and like sniffs at it and maybe paws at it, but perhaps only seems to think that it's some kind of strange ice rock, as it can't really interact with it in any meaningful way.
Astrid in full armor is like pressed up against Vider and Gunter, like away from these wolves.
And,
It's okay. It's okay.
After like that 30 minutes, they feasibly have seemed to decide that there is there's nothing really going on here, and they take off, kind of following the way that you had walked in, like kind of a person would say backtracking, right? The way you had come.
Why is it always wolves?
Because we live in the north. Stieg, important question. Do you
Yes.
need to renew this dome at any point in the future, near future?
What do you mean?
How long does the Stigloo last?
It lasts for 8 hours.
How long has it been?
I don't think it's been
Like,
8 hours yet.
Yeah, a couple hours. We're
You-
like into the second watch.
Do you plan to stay awake to renew it? Or should you maybe do that now when we're all thinking about it so that the wolves don't come back and find us out in the cold?
I could do that.
Just seems like a good idea.
Yeah,
As long as those wolves are gone.
Yeah, I imagine maybe you wait, give it some time. They don't come back.
So I'll just
Or do they? Nope. They don't come back.
yeah, I'll take 10 minutes to recast the dome.
Okay.
I feel better about
Um,
this now. Also, it's your watch now, and Gondrako's just bed.
All right. Stieg, you're up. Is there anything that you would like to engage in whilst on your watch?
Just cutting up some strips of leather for people to put the medallions on.
Okay.
In the morning and wear around their necks. Pretty mindless work while he keeps watch.
Fair enough. Give me a D20 roll.
Don't fudge it up.
Oh, you have no idea. Here we go.
Yeah.
You're good. You're good. Yeah.
Natural 20.
Good job.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Kapow. 20, 20, 20, 20, 20.
All right. Yeah. Your
Stieg
watch
is now the wolf.
goes uneventful. You've fashioned thongs to your amulets, and have enjoyed a nice time in the Stigloo. It's been wonderful. Yeah. And then I must ask you, I imagine that you will wake up Vidar.
Yeah, I'll wake up
Okay.
Peter.
All right.
Peter,
What? Yes, it's
it's
time
your
already.
watch.
What are you working on?
The medallion, do you want yours?
Yes, thank you.
You take it.
Put it around my neck.
Don't lose it.
Oh, Stieg, I think my thong is a bit tight.
It's a
Could
joke.
you
You got that thick neck.
could you make it a little bit longer?
I guess.
I'm sorry. It is like it's like choking me.
Yeah, no problem. Here,
Okay.
try this one.
Okay. Oh yeah, that feels good.
I don't know how that one got shorter.
It's very tight. Okay, get some sleep.
If only you were a party of pencil necks, you wouldn't have to worry about it.
It's true.
If Steve puts it on, it hangs down to his waist.
It fits you well.
It's like Flavor Flav and shit. Did this get bigger?
They're all steak size.
Get some rest, Stieg.
Roll for cat. Vidar, give me I guess first off, do you have anything that you would like to do on your watch?
Nothing in particular. He's going to just
Okay.
keep a strong eye on the rock and scanning the outside to see if the wolves come back.
You keep watch. The moon has set, but it's still a cloudless sort of sky. So it's still, lit, but not quite as nice as it was. Wolves don't seem to come back, and let's see, towards the okay, never mind. I don't have to worry about that. Yeah, and your watch is uneventful.
Okay.
And dawn is breaking. Morning comes.
Are the wolves still here?
No, Esther, they're gone.
No, I'm just kidding.
But they
Why
could
would you do
return.
that?
They could return at any point. We must be vigilant as we approach the village.
I had wondered how Mavness was patrolling the area. I suppose we know now.
I only hope that he is not alerted to any strange presence, meaning us.
We can only pray. Come, let us see what the day holds.
Yes.
Oh, that's a lovely
let
necklace
us-
you have, by the way, Vidar. If only the rest of us had some.
Oh, here, take your necklaces. Take your medallions.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, my friend.
I'll put mine on. Don't drop them.
Do we need to attune?
Are they fragile?
I don't know. Maybe keep it inside your armor.
That seems wise, yes.
So if it does come loose, at least it's in there.
I do get hit a lot. That's fair.
These amulets have two sort of functions. They at first their first function is to offer a +5 bonus to survival rolls to make when finding your way. And the second bonus is to gain a +2 wisdom to a +2 to wisdom saves. Or maybe we'll say +2 to saving throws. Wisdom doesn't. That could be anything. To resist, or any rolls made to resist getting lost. Should malicious entities seek to make you get lost.
Never happen, right?
That can't possibly happen. It's not foreshadowing at all.
5 shadowing, maybe?
5 shadow, absolutely. So yeah, there we have it. You have woken up. It is the day that you are going to go into Fogbear's village. You have solved my Hellwolf puzzle. That was well done. Yeah. And you're about to go in. Let us take this time to engage in a brief period of respite from the things that we need to respite from. I don't know. Let's take a break.
Respitation?
Yes, perhaps 10 minutes. Refresh yourselves. Relieve the functions that you need to relieve. Come right back. Remember that, of course, if you've watched this show before, you'll know that I will be very honest in telling you that things are about to get crazy. So if you desire to assist our players in any way possible, you can do so by using that sort of little text that just showed up there in Twitch chat.
Oh, hey.
About bits, advantage, luck points, for both the players and for me. You know, sometimes I need love.
That's true. He does.
Not that kind of
Well.
love.
Good love. Got
What
to
is
have a
love? Baby,
Vladislav?
disadvantage, maybe advantage. Oh
Or
yeah,
luck.
yeah, or luck. Nice.
What
Um,
is luck?
So yeah, we'll be back
complicated.
in
Get
10
Principle.
minutes.
lucky tonight.
Um,
We're all trying to get lucky tonight, right?
Stick around. As always, thanks for joining us, and yeah, we'll be right back.
Burbs.
Hello, everybody. We're back.
Hello, thank you for hanging out. I hope you are refreshed, as we are indeed refreshed, and about to get into the thick of it, the thick fog bank of it, in a very literal way, as the party descends into Fogbear's village.
I'm going to
So-
take a moment, an action, and draw a rune of protection on myself.
Fuck yeah.
Using your ability.
Yeah, it's a path of protection ability, so that'll give me for 8 hours it grants me success on a death saving throw.
Whoa.
Woo!
That's rad.
I guess you have to do that in a game where you don't have 10 advantages for death saves.
Right.
And where I have like 30 some hit points.
First one's free.
That's how they
First
get
one's
you.
always free. It's crit failing that second one that's the killer. All right, yeah. So I guess I will ask you, my friends, what sort of I'll say what's like what sort of tactic, method, approach are you taking to this? You know, you cross the distance from your campsite to the edge where you essentially where you were the other night, looking down upon this area that you can only assume to be Fogbear's village. A heavy fog still blanketing
Should we sneak
We could go with the avalanche gambit again. Then definitely sneaking. We should definitely approach
Yes.
as stealthily as possible.
Agreed. Is
So
there a
before
gate
you-
that we must find our
Oh.
way to? There is a gate to this place, I have heard.
Didn't Gurney say something about going to the village a certain way?
Yes.
I can't remember.
She did give us directions. I'm not sure if we have specific directions.
She did tell us that the magic of the amulets would help to guide us.
Mm-hmm.
Other than sneaking, I don't have any brilliant ideas, and I don't really know what the layout is, so we must approach with care.
And as we get closer, perhaps options will present themselves.
Maybe there's a path that,
Yeah.
that we
maybe
could
not
tell
the
has
front
been
door.
taken.
We could follow Devolves. That was a joke.
Those aren't normal wolves, are they?
No.
No, they are not. They had the burning sigil on them.
Are they dead?
I don't
Did-
know.
Did not appear dead to me.
I mean, we did
They
fight.
did not. They do not appear dead.
They looked like the ones that treat us squished us up against those vulture creatures, right?
Yes, I remember.
Are there any trees we could climb around here?
No.
Don't like that at all.
Let us just approach with caution and see what reveals itself in the fog.
So yeah, so you approach kind of the edge, and it's kind of a cliff, not like a sheer cliff, but that kind of leads down into this, down into the fog bank. At any rate, you can see maybe 20 feet of fairly steep kind of rock, ice, and snow that kind of disappears down into the fog. Stieg, you would know. I think I mentioned this before, but you would know, as you were the one you made these amulets. That part of their functionality is gained by viewing things through them.
Like looking through them like a fairy stone?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Like in the first episode of Vikings on the History Channel.
Whatever the History
I don't
Channel
remember
is.
that part.
I hear it's all about World War II.
Mostly.
Okay. Should I try to do that?
You're the one who knows
Can't
how it
hurt.
works.
All right. So you take the medallion and you hold it up to your face.
Give me a survival roll to find your way. Okay, gain that bonus.
Sweet, sweet bonus.
Let's
What
if
do you
I
see?
Add anything to that?
Dog shit.
13
13.
plus 5.
Okay. You look, and it's almost as if as you look, like if this was a video game of Midwinter Keening, looking through these amulets would have like the flashlight effect,
Like
you know,
night
so you
vision.
can, yeah, you can
Nice.
like see this beam, almost this beam of clear through the fog, and you can see maybe for 100 or so feet in, and you know, at first there's not a whole lot, because maybe you're just kind of looking straight out, and you don't see, there's not a whole lot straight out into the fog bank, but you look around and you look down, kind of at the way, at kind of at this ridge line, and you find, you know, that you can see clearly through the fog, and you see kind of below you, maybe about 40 or 50 feet or so down, kind of this embankment, that there's a narrow sort of path that you can kind of see of more consistently kind of flat area. And you follow it for a bit, and you can see that there's perhaps some kind of path that might snake up and around, from somewhere up on top down to somewhere below.
You know, I'm really good at this, but I think Vidar should probably take the lead. I think he might be pretty good at doing this sort of thing.
How
It is
does it
what he's
work?
good at.
You just look through this. Oh my.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you see it kind of goes down
do.
there?
Yeah, he points this out to you. Vidar, go ahead and give me a survival roll, perhaps another one, just as he had made. Ostensibly better, I imagine, though.
I'm just double checking to see. I will get advantage with this, it looks like, because of my class ability. And a natural 20. and
Well.
plus,
Plus 5.
plus 5 and then plus 8. So that's a 33. Oh,
Womp, womp.
shit.
Hot damn.
Woo!
Well, you knew.
Yeah, you look, and Steve kind of points out to the section that he found, and you are easily able to kind of spot it and follow it, and you can see that it runs, it like gains an elevation some way off to your left, like to the south. If you're looking west, somewhere to the south, this probably snakes up and connects up to feasibly connects up to the level that you're on. Another thing that you do see as well with that phenomenal roll, a couple of things. One thing that you see is
Everything.
you are able to kind of spot, you know, you're like pretty much where you were standing before the night before, and you easily see that the tracks of a pack of 6 wolves that had stood, and you know, wolfed about this area, and then you can see that they don't go back, they don't go left, they don't go right, and as you're looking, you can see maybe 20 feet down some disturbed snow, and then 20 feet below that some more disturbed snow, where they had feasibly like leapt down the side of this kind of canyon wall. And then the last thing that you see, again with this amazing roll that you have made, of course, as you are kind of scanning, maybe as you had watched tracked like where these wolves had gone, and you kind of scan up across the kind of the open space. Of course, it doesn't penetrate necessarily super far, so you don't see any new structures, but you see a face passes in the fog, kind of at the very tippy, at the very edge of your view. You see like almost as if fog had coalesced into like a face, and kind of moved, and as it moved, it kind of looks across and almost makes eye contact with you, and then kind of turns and kind of moves back into the fog, and you kind of see this ghostly shape.
Only a little horrifying.
Mm-hmm. He will nonchalantly point out to Gundar. He'll sort of nudge Gundar and point down at the tracks, the wolf tracks. And as they're moving about, he'll look up and see this shape in the fog, and he'll stop everybody and just be like, "Did you see that in the fog?
Did we see that in the fog?
There are spirits. There are spirits in the fog."
Well, we kind of expect there to be spirits in the fog.
Yes.
We?
Would explain things.
It was a face. Did I recognize the face? It wasn't Mavness's face, was it?
No, it was one of those like nondescript horror movie ghost faces. You can tell that it's a face, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Just hanging out in that uncanny valley.
As we enter the fog, there will be others with us.
Wonderful.
We should go meet our destiny now.
Agreed.
It does wait for no man, I'm told. Or woman, in this case.
I'm no man.
That was why I corrected it.
I'm just thinking of Eowyn. Just fucking slaying dudes.
What's a Lord of the Rings,
badass.
bro? I don't know.
I always felt I
Just
was
that-
destined for something. Perhaps this
Such a-
is it.
Glorious chin.
Are we talking about Astrid's glorious chin?
Yep.
Interesting. I believe we should start sneaking towards the fog.
Anyway, sorry. Yeah.
Please.
Are you gonna try to find the path? Or are you gonna say fuck it and yeet yourselves down?
I am all about some eating, but the smart thing.
Cautiously, you're gonna bust out your
Stieg no longer yeets himself down and eats surfaces.
Well, not
You're
on
gonna-
purpose.
you're gonna
Not after
bust out
Molgor.
your pulks and see what happens
No.
again.
I think we'll just sneak down towards the path and try and find it.
Should we leave our pulks up here at the top?
Probably, yes. Bury them in the snow.
Take what
That's-
supplies we need and cover the
You
rest.
could leave them at that camp where you camped. That
Yeah.
would be
That would have been a smart move.
a smart play.
Yeah.
I'd allow it. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
You guys know what you're about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cover it with a couple of boughs or something. So
Well, then
Camouflage.
into the fog we go.
pockets
Into
are
the
full of
fog
bacon.
We go.
How'd you
Lots
know
of
my
pocket
secret?
Bacon.
Spear is out.
Pockets are full of bacon. You know that attracts wolves, right?
What?
Bacon. Not with the amulet. I
The
don't know.
amulet
That
does
is-
not mask the smell of bacon.
Shh.
Nothing masks the
Yes,
smell
it
of bacon.
does.
All right. You step
I mean-
down. You probably travel maybe a quarter mile along the top of this cliff, and you eventually find this path. And you can see once you kind of get there that you're not the first people I won't even make you roll to know that you are not the first people by far who have come this way. Although it has been some time, you can see that these tracks that kind of come from a bit all over are quite filled in, enough to know that there are tracks there, but you would have no, even Stieg would have no problem saying, yes, these are probably at least a week or more old, by kind of the wear of the snow. And yeah, you descend onto this winding way and kind of switch back your way down the side of this kind of cliff into the fog. And as you pass into this fog, you the cold that is, of course, ever present here in the north at this time of year rises, almost as if it was coming after you, in a very real way that real cold shit does. It's that kind of like cold fog that sticks to you, and as you descend past about like 20 feet in kind of into this bank, your normal visibility is reduced to feet. It is dark as if it was night, such as the thickness of this fog. You all can hear the wind, the crunch of snow and ice under your boots, the clinking of armor and creak of leather. All of these sounds are made more noisome, indeed, as you are in this fog, as your vision is harried and everything is close and cold, and yeah, it's wonderful. You could
Super
open
good.
a resort here. Why don't you all please make some wisdom saving throws against becoming lost.
+2.
Remember, everyone also gets a +3 for being near me on top of everything else.
+5. Wisdom save, becoming lost.
I got a 22.
I rolled an 8, but that's a 16.
Ow.
Yeah,
Why,
mine's
Steve?
just
I get
16.
I get a +3, and then a +2 from the amulet and a +3 from you, right? Or something like that. Yeah.
mine's a 14.
A 14.
Yeah,
Okay.
with a 5, mine is a 14.
Nice. So nobody you got less than a 14. Everyone was over that.
Is 25
Sure.
less than 14?
No.
Yes.
Oh,
Not
then
today.
yes, I did.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, you you journey down, and as you're walking, as you are descending into the fog, you, as with all these other things, it's you can see that it is going to be very easy to become kind of disoriented and lost, but you are full of righteous purpose, and the like.
Filled with
and-
glorious purpose.
and of course magical items and the blessings
That's more
of
important.
Thor and the like. And yeah, you none of you are find yourself in a place that is not this current place. And
That's good.
you make and you make your way down. It takes probably 45 minutes to an hour to kind of make your way down down this track to kind of the where you are pretty sure is the bottom. And I imagine you can look through your amulet and you're like, oh yeah, this is, we're at the bottom here. But it's slow going, obviously vision, but also winter conditions. But after, so after some time, you kind of make it to the bottom of the track, and ostensibly you have a glorious bank of fog awaiting you still down here. How do you proceed?
Still haven't found any buildings or anything, correct?
Not yet. But perhaps you would look. Perhaps not, I guess.
Well, you said visibility is like feet at this point, right?
Right. But I did say that, looking through the medallions, which you can do as like an action, you can be like, I'm gonna look through a medallion, and you can see stuff.
Look
In a
through
much
the
more-
medallion and see
in a much
how
more
close we
real
are to
way.
buildings or anyone.
Yeah.
Same.
Give me a perception roll. I would allow with the bonus, the survival bonus that the amulet gives you.
That
Does
gives me a
make sense?
total of 9.
9. Yeah, you
Bad at this.
kind of cast about, and you don't see any buildings, but you do kind of see that maybe about 100 or so feet deeper in, you're pretty sure deeper in anyway, you can see perhaps what is the base of one of these like spires, and you can see kind of littered about the base of it is kind of sticking out of the snow is some broken and old wood stairs.
Stairs up, stairs down.
Up. It's a spire of rock. It's not a tower, but it's a
Just
a
checking, it's fine.
landform tower. Yeah. That's a good question.
But just kind of look around to everyone else. Like, does anyone else see anything in the fog?
Well, I could
I
take
will
a
look.
look.
You guys look.
Nope. Do you see
For-
those stairs?
I did see
19.
the stair.
Lead the way.
19.
19. Well, and then whatever my perception bonus is, right?
Right.
That's gonna be a 23.
23. Nice. Astro, what was your total? Just to have numbers.
7.
7. Okay. You see them stairs. But Vidar, you
I'm
look
helping.
and you pick out what Gundar was seeing, and you cast about, and you see that indeed that there's a set of stairs here at the base of this tower of rock, this spire, and you can see that they've broken, but of course you look, and indeed maybe 20 or so feet up, you can see more pieces of stair kind of lashed and kind of secured to the side of this rock spire, and you see a knotted rope indeed hanging from this stair that kind of ends maybe about 8 feet off the ground.
As if the stairs sort of end and then the rope is the next piece going up to the next level.
No, as there's like stair, and then the broken part, and then more stair up, more stair up above, and then the rope is kind of hanging from that upper section of stair, as if somebody had put the rope there and then climbed up to the unbroken part above.
Does it look like you could leap from one section of stair across to the upper section?
You would have to the rope. You would have to
the rope. Okay.
Yeah.
Is this the way we want to go? There have been people here.
Do not know. All we could do is look.
Do the tracks lead that way?
Did I notice any tracks in the snow?
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
That was a great roll. You can see that obviously there have in about the same sort of freshness as these tracks that you follow. So they're still maybe a week or so old. You can see that there were a number of individuals that have been here at the base of this spire using leaping in. Indeed, it looks like perhaps somebody has leapt a number of times to this rope unsuccessfully and fallen into the snow, and then got tired at one point and made snow angels.
Fuck, I bet that hurt.
Yeah, because they were like, I'm tired of, I keep missing this jump. But you also do see another set of tracks of a lesser amount of group of people that kind of lead off to the maybe I guess to the left and off into the fog.
Okay, there is activity. It's worth investigating, and Vidar is going to leap across to the rope. All
right. Go ahead and give us an athletics roll, please.
I really hope that isn't a bell pull.
Dokie. Well, it's attached to the stairs.
Is there any way?
So, you said athletics?
Please.
That's going to be a 13. I don't know what that is.
That was weird. Where did I come from? 13. Yeah, you leap, and it's a little with the snow. It's a little leaping is weird.
Leaping is weird.
Leaping is weird, but it's even more weird in the snow. But you're able to kind of grab, like you grab a hold with just like the barest of your fingertips, kind of onto the knot that is the end, and are able to pull yourself to a good hold, and pull yourself up to the rope is maybe 10 feet or so in length, up to the stair.
As I get up there, I'll turn around and just sort of motion, and I'll do whatever I can to help the next person that jumps across. Anyone standing at the base of the rope, you can, like, unaided,
you can just barely make out like his outline, his kind of shape shadow in the fog. Such is the visibility, but you can see it.
I will
Steve-
stay here at the bottom. The rest of you go up.
Sieg, you of course hope that it is only still just him and it is not in fact somebody else.
Okay, so do I need to try to jump across now?
Yes.
I'm so good at this.
I mean, I
The
could use
best.
the Bifrost wand.
Can you carry people when you do that?
I probably.
Because I know I can jump it. It's not, it's not that far, but like I'm kind of sore from sleeping on the rocks and
I'll give you a piggyback ride.
okay. All right.
Time
Climb
is
on up.
critical, children. Let's move.
All right, I have Steve climb my back, and then I activate the blackened U wand, and I just go up.
All right. Yeah, you fly up. And there you go. You're up there.
I can go 60 feet. What do I see?
We're going for a ride now.
Well, I mean, you want to
yeah,
waste
so-
it?
It's down here.
If you fly straight up, you see that this kind of stair it looks like it's curving kind of up and around the outside of this this large kind of rock tower.
I'll hug
And
to the stairs. I'm not just gonna pop off, but
Sure.
but yeah, I can go 60 feet.
Sure, yeah. You fly over the top or next to or whatever around where Vidar kind of is waiting at the top of the rope, and you're like, oh shit, he's right there. And you kind of fly a little further up. You're 60 feet, and it's a old ass looking stairway, like almost as if this stairway might have been built, in the second age of Svilland, however long ago that was, right?
Amazing. So glad we came here.
Yeah. It belongs in a museum.
Look at the architecture.
Yeah, marvelous.
And Gunder, you are now left down here at the bottom of the rope. Below the
Gunder's okay
stair.
with that. He's looking through the crystal.
Okay, yeah. It's good. Give me a D20 roll.
I got an 8.
An 8, yeah. You also see, not unlike what Vidar saw, at one point as you're kind of scanning the fog kind of around and behind you. You see kind of at the extent of the fog, you see this kind of shape of this vaguely human-ish shape kind of form and kind of float across and then kind of float out of your view.
Just gonna stay
And-
real quiet right now. Real quiet.
And you hear a soft wailing upon the wind.
Good, a banshee. I don't know if Gunder knows what a banshee is, but I'm saying that in my head.
Are you gonna go up?
I wasn't planning on it. Just gotta
Oh.
stand in guard down here.
Okay. All right. Awesome. I love that. That's fantastic. What are the rest of you
I
doing?
regret my
then?
decision immediately.
We're waiting for Gunder.
Oh, you still waiting?
Is he coming?
Just, up the tower.
Hey guys, I found the top. There's a top to this thing?
I got a minute of this.
Yeah. So you have Vidar. Vidar's waiting. Gundar is also waiting. Stieg and Astrid are you two flying up and up?
How much further does the tower go?
Will it go? You've got a minute of it. It's gonna
Oh, yeah.
go. Yeah, it'll go, and you move 60 feet, so you can move. You're able to move quite a good distance. I would, however, like the two of you to roll a charisma saving throw.
Oh,
in this case, versus
Well,
becoming
And you're not close enough for me to give you a bonus.
versus becoming lost in the fog.
Gundar, are you coming?
No, I was waiting here.
I'm
Okay.
following the staircase though. How do I get lost?
Vidar's gonna continue upwards then if once he knows Gundar isn't coming.
Okay. Oh no. You do have some bonuses. You're not near enough to Gundar anymore.
Bonus up.
Interestingly enough.
we don't have enough bonuses to help us out
you
with that.
do have some bonuses.
What'd you roll?
Very poorly. I rolled a 4, and she rolled a 3.
And I get to add 2 for charisma, so that's 5.
And Steve gets to add nothing.
And you get the
I get the plus 2 from the medallion.
You do get the +2 from the medallion.
Yeah.
7.
7.
6.
7 and 6. Okay.
Mhm.
Oh boy.
No, go right.
You.
I'm gonna
the
stay
two-
next to the stairs.
The two of you are following the rising stair and staying pretty close, as you say, to the side of the this rock formation, and you as you're kind of flying, and obviously this is all kind of a very sort of fast thing, right? But as you're flying, the density of the fog seems to grow. The fog gets more dense. I would say that Astrid, you feel like you are that perhaps Stieg is he mumbling? Is he trying to cast a spell? You can hear what you're sure is his voice, and it's just kind of this low, like almost insane sort of unintelligible babble. And kind of the same thing happens for you, Stieg, as you're yoded to her Luke Skywalker, flying up over the swamps of Dagobah. You would swear that is she like saying a prayer? It's really hard to tell you, and then you kind of realize after a bit that you've kind of reached perhaps the top. There isn't a stair here. It's possible that it broke, right? And you just kind of missed it as you were kind of looking out for distractions in the fog, and you can almost see, like, as you kind of look up and around, and you can almost see perhaps stars overhead, above and beyond the fog. Vidar, you realizing that Gunder is chilling like a villain, holding the rear guard, of a much noble pursuit. Don't get me wrong, a noble pursuit, if not ill-fated in this case. And you begin kind of climbing the stairs after your flying fellows. Please make also a charisma saving throw versus becoming lost in the sauce.
So I would get the +2. Okay.
Yes. Yep.
So actually, I end up getting a +1 because I have a -1 to charisma saves. So
But
that's
it's
gonna be
still
a
a
9.
bonus.
Yep.
A 9.
Or no, I +1. Sorry, an
11.
Yep,
11.
11. Which is way better than a 9.
Way better. Yeah. You begin kind of climbing, and kind of in the same sort of way as you were descending into the fog, the kind of creak every step, like there's that, you're a well-traveled young man, but still, right, as a weary traveler, there's still that voice in your head that every step, every creak, you're like, fuck, is this one gonna hold my weight? Is this thing too frozen? Is it gonna snap? And it's like it's almost deafening, every step, every creak of the wood, crack of ice as you climb, and you begin to hear a low sort of string of whispers, unintelligible at first, almost indistinguishable, right, from a slight breeze, maybe the tinkle of ice crystals. But as you travel a few more steps, you hear maybe a more potent voice kind of separates itself from this kind of volume, and it says, "Yes, you belong with us here. Join us. Step here. We're just beyond. Home, home, home." It is very difficult to resist this urge, but of course, as you did in fact roll an 11, which is not quite an applicable save, you feel compelled, and you step towards this voice that maybe is not unlike maybe the voice of your grandmother. You can smell perhaps the smell of that particular strand of balsam pines that she would collect sap from, to make shit that burns and smells nice. Incense, that's what it's called. And you step forward out away from the edge, a part of you screaming in the back of your head, no, this is stupid, what am I? And you expect to fall, but you don't fall. You kind of walk amongst this dense fog, following this voice for a bit. We'll come back to you. Gunder, hello.
I'd like to apologize now for accidentally killing the party. Great run, team.
Yeah. Hey,
Completely
sometimes
separated.
Who wants to live forever?
just like the Sopranos, sometimes it's just got to come to an end. And you end up in the back of a trunk.
How sorry are you really? Is the question.
Gunder,
A reasonable amount.
Fair enough.
you are a seasoned sort of character. A
I am
veteran
old, that's
of,
true.
Of a veteran of things, of stuff and things.
Stuff and things.
And you have, of course, reasoned that perhaps this is a good spot. Like, they're gonna check this out. I'm gonna hold the bottom, make sure nobody comes up on us.
Nobody wants to be trapped in a tower.
Yeah, nobody wants to be trapped in a tower. However, obviously, as anyone watching will say, things are not as they seem. So please, if you would, even though you are standing still, roll me a charisma saving throw versus being lost.
With the advantage with the bonus from the crystal,
Yes.
that's a 30. Because I get the bonus
hell
from
yeah.
my aura as well, so I double dip my
shit.
trained charisma save.
Double dip.
Yeah. It's bound to happen. I have a bunch of different ideas for different saves to make, and then different things happen, and ultimately somebody's gonna get one where it's like, this is not my dump stat.
This is my jam, and I'm here for
Yeah,
that
this
content.
is your jam stat. You kind of stand and how are you, I guess, explain to me and everyone else maybe like how you are going about this, right? Are you just standing? I imagine you're not standing down there like, yay, picking my nails or whatever.
Oh no,
but,
I'm only going to
you know.
explain it to you, Chad. Let's get on a different call.
Okay,
I'm kidding.
cool.
No,
We're on a different call.
He's kind of just worked his way in kind of by the side of the stairs. Maybe you mentioned there was a gap, so he's kind of in the gap where he could kind of hop up and try and grab the rope, but he's just kind of back there against things and keeping an eye out and looking around while trying to be in a position as to not be easily spied if, for example, Mavness and his assholes or perhaps Hellwolves could see through the fog.
Sure. Are you, how at the ready are you?
Super duper.
Are you like blade drawn, blade out? Are you?
Blade is not out yet, but there's definitely kind of resting with the shield in front of you, and then
Okay.
behind that is the hand on the hilt of the weapon.
Okay.
So protecting the torso from perhaps arrows that were to come out of nowhere if, say, there were suddenly some Shatter Kai to come out of some ruins, and at the same time also hand on the sword.
As would happen, right? I mean, that makes perfect sense. Everyone knows Shatter Kai trained to shoot arrows center mass, so armor over the chest. That's a good way to go. You're kind of sitting there in this gap between broken stairs. Would you have the rope will be on your left, so you have a free easy climb up above should you need to. And yeah, you're keeping a watch, and the fog is kind of shifting and moving around you. You can hear, like, at the very edge perception, these like maybe they're whispers, maybe it's the wind, maybe Vidar's up there just fucking farting away. It's hard to tell. Yeah. And you can hear the fairly easily the kind of creak and shifting of planks and ice and snow as Vidar is kind of making his way up these stairs. And then you don't.
Yeah, between the whispering and that, Gundar suddenly suffers from a heckin' concern and is going to sling his shield and try and climb up the rope and start ascending to figure out what's going on.
Okay. Give me an athletics roll, if you would.
That's a 10.
That's a 10. That's fine. All you need is a 10. I've learned my lesson from that girl. Maybe. Yep. Keep your climbing rolls low because they don't need to be high, and everyone will die.
Somebody will still fail them.
Yep. And yeah, you ascend the rope, jumping fairly easily. Your mighty thews, right? And you climb the rope and gain that kind of the new bottom stair, as it were. And you can see his tracks, and you begin kind of following up, and maybe about 30 or 40 feet up, you've moved up and around, and this is a fairly large, as you're kind of on this thing, you can see this is a fairly large like spire. And you can see very obviously the tracks kind of stop. He stops. You can see that he kind of turns away, and you see like a foot and a half print towards the nothingness that is space and time. And then nothing.
So he's just not there.
Correct. And to be 100% clear, it does perhaps look like he stepped out into nothingness.
Yep, there's a second of oh shit from Gundar before he puts together that would have heard the splat. You were at the bottom. Okay, this is just fucky magic. Okay, now the sword comes out. The black ice blade. And Gundar begins his ascent.
For a half a second, I was really hoping you were like, oh fuck, maybe there's a secret bridge here. I'm gonna run out and try to follow him.
No.
That would have been glorious. But yeah, you make your way and climb up to the top, and it actually takes a good amount of time, like a couple of minutes, and you're moving maybe a little fast. You've got the fear of the gods in you right now, like where are your friends? Nobody's around. This place is fucked. And after a bit of time, you do in fact attain the heights. So here we are on this new dope map. Not a totally different map from any map that we were on in the last 24 hours.
Hey,
Wait a minute.
But this is night.
Isn't
Yes.
it?
Again.
The night version?
Worrying about the
I
Shatter
am using the
Kai
night version.
See?
was not
Totally
a completely lost thing.
I feel like I know my way around already.
Hmm.
Advantage on all perception checks.
So what I'm gonna do. So Gunder, you find yourself the kind of wood stairs that you're climbing. As you in hindsight, right, as you near the top, maybe 20 feet before, the wood stairs kind of connect to rock, and there's like carved stairs, as you can see here on this map where you are, and Stieg and Astrid, you flying up, piggybacked, following this rock. As I said, you kind of, the voices of each other kind of mumbling in ways almost fills your ears, and your consciousness and your world, and the fog really bears in, and eventually it clears a bit, and you find, as the fly effect ends, you find yourself, you fall. There's like that half second where you're like, oh fuck, but it's only a half second, because you quickly, your feet connect with ground or something, at any rate. And then there's another half second of, oh shit, as you slip and your feet go out from under you and you slide a bit, and you but then you stop, because that would be cruel of me to do. But you do in fact find that you are here. The use of the overlays I made for this might make it difficult, but you are indeed on a broken rooftop of a tower up here on the edge of this. Vidar, following these voices, this voice in the fog, you step away from everything safe, and go towards a perceived safeness, perhaps. And there is like this ache that you feel as you are driven on, and that part of you that's like, hey, no, don't do it. It's too late. Fuck, what do I do? It's still there, and then it kind of is almost screaming at you, and it kind of eventually takes hold of you, and spiritually, internally, it slaps the shit out of your other self, and you find yourself in the crunch of snow now beneath your feet again. You can see through the fog a kind of low broken wall, almost as if you're in kind of perhaps some kind of chamber. You can tell, just not even by looking, just by kind of feeling the difference in the air behind you, that there's a space of nothingness, a cliff perhaps behind you, as perhaps something has broken away. And here you find yourselves at the top of some kind of dwelling spire in the cursed village of Fogbearer. As each of your now separate groups is kind of discerning what nature, where are you, what's happening. You begin to hear a low chanting, more real, more visceral than those voices that you heard in the fog. Maybe not as tugging, but more anchored. And given the height that you two have, Astrid and Stieg, you can see there are some light spots in the fog around where you can see these kind of light areas, indeed on the map. Of course, there are in fact lights there. You can kind of see like a dull glow as through like 10 dirty panes of glass, right? From that distance. Yeah. My friends.
So we're on top of a building and not
Yes.
on the same level?
Yep. You can tell that you are above these lights that you can see down in the fog. You can see the two kind of at the topmost two are larger. And you can just barely see these other two kind of, you don't actually see the red magic circle, but you can see just these two tiny globs of barely different, slightly lighter illumination. There.
Well, Stieg, I'm out of Black and Dew wand magic, so I'm just gonna stay here until tomorrow when I can gets down from here.
We have rope. I think we can climb down.
It looks like at least 20 feet.
I'm going to
Over.
I'm gonna try to use message, the cantrip.
Okay.
120-foot range.
Okay.
To try to talk to Vidar.
Okay.
Vidar, can you hear me? Are you there?
Give me an Arcana roll. Stieg.
Arcana check.
Yes, please. My favorite hockey player.
13.
I'm always going to make that joke. 13. Yeah. You reach out with your spell, and are within range. It is, it's not, this isn't gridded. So
You can
you're
respond
good.
to this message.
Yes, I hear you, Stieg. Where are you?
I'm going to send again. We've been separated. I'm with Astrid. We see some lights below us. Do you see any lights near you?
Oh, but I see big giant numbers everywhere. It's terrifying.
Coming out of the sky.
An unusual font.
It is. I see flames. I see light illumination. I'm going to move towards it.
Go towards the flames. We will do the same. We're on top of some tower.
We can't go towards. We're on the top of a tower.
We have rope.
Yeah, Vidar, you can see kind of through some of the ruined walls around you. You can see this kind of light spot straight across from you, these two braziers that are kind of to the straight ahead from you.
Am I on the same level as that?
I mean, technically, yeah. Like it's in a there's some level of broken wall and ruin between the two of you, but
Okay.
between you and those lights. But yeah, they're not necessarily on a higher elevation.
All right, I'm gonna move towards them.
Okay.
It's those lights.
Yeah, you how are you moving?
Stealthily.
Okay,
Sure.
yeah, give me a stealth roll.
Gladly.
I want to play a Star Trek game, and every time my GM asks me that, I will say I am boldly going. and just
25.
rushing forward every time. 25.
25.
Yeah, you begin to pick your way kind of across the rubble. You find a fairly easy gap kind of between a section of this wall, and you get to about in here, and the light is growing. This kind of light spot is more obviously like a light. Like you can see these. You can see that there is some kind of perhaps brazier, some kind of fire. And indeed, you also see some shapes.
Like of water?
Yep, a shape. There's some shapes in the water.
Mist is a kind of water.
You're not wrong.
That's true. That's true. God damn it. Yes. Thank you. You see, you kind of make out three kind of shapes, obviously humanoid. Oh man, I forgot the other things. I forgot the stuff in the things.
Says every DM ever.
I know, right?
This is true.
I have a whole pack for that. But you see, that's okay. I'll use them. I will use them. But you see these three shapes, and indeed, you can actually hear. It's difficult to make out words, but you can hear that at least two of them are giving their very best, random NPC in a stealth action game attempt.
Do I get the sense that they're alerted to our presence, or they're just kind of going about their business?
Yeah, they don't seem like they are. You can see that they're both most likely carrying spears, at least, but they're not at the ready. They're just they seem to be at their leisure. You see that one of them is lighting a pipe.
Oh, this is where I assassinate them.
It smells.
And hide in the box.
Of old books, tobacco. Two-minute tabletop. Where's the bodies? Blood and Bodies pack. If you haven't got the Blood and Bodies pack from 2-minute tabletop yet, holy shit, you are fucking missing out. It's so good. It's
cool.
literally like 120
Corpses.
like corpses of all types. People,
Well, hell.
horses, dogs, like everything.
If you're into that
Complete
sort
your
of thing.
battlefield
Sad.
experience.
Yeah.
I cast guidance on Steeg.
I don't know what he's gonna do, but he's gonna
I'll
need
get
it.
through this.
I just
Gunder.
this is my fault. I don't know. I got really excited with the flying, and I have really screwed up.
I think you're babbling a lot. I think
You're
that's
babbling. Who's babbling?
what you were definitely like saying something. I think you were distracted. But thank you.
I see an enormous luminous one in the distance. I know now that Dr. Seuss has come for me.
That's right.
Quick question. Is this a giant ravine?
Between you and it's very difficult to tell thanks to all the fog.
It's a good guess, though.
I
I feel
would,
like this is like a building jump.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
we're at one rooftop, going to another rooftop. And
No problem.
just think about it. Think
100-foot
about,
drop.
you know, when you watch the movie San Andreas, of course, starring The Rock.
Loved it.
He-
Loved
No
it.
one's seen that film.
I've seen
have.
it twice.
It's fantastic. I cried. I legitimately cried when I watched that movie.
I'm pretty sure
Granted,
Chad has seen every movie The Rock has ever made.
I at that point I had been up for 40 hours.
very
Our
emotional.
International travel's a bitch.
Seen that one.
But he makes this jump in the movie, and anybody with any idea of life is like, no. And there's a reaction video where somebody mathematically breaks it down, and it is Captain America couldn't have done it. But it's amazing. But this is one of those situations, perhaps, Steve, where you will determine that you are in fact able to jump
Go for it.
unknown
You are
guys.
Captain
Remember,
America.
if you don't know how far the distance is, you might make it. But I digress. Let us get to Gunder. Gunder.
Oh yeah, Gunder.
Um,
That's right.
I'm
Way
here
down
too.
Way
Oh,
down there
yeah.
by his lonesome.
Cute.
Gunder is going to start sneaking forward sneakily.
Okay. Give me a stealth roll.
There
That
it is.
is a 14, yeah.
Wow. Nice.
Trained that shit, yo.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you kind of sneak along and make your way following the rise, and every now and then you know there's rampy bit, and then there's like a few carved stairs, or at least impressions of stairs, because obviously there's a bit of snow around, right? And then you can see that there's, especially after you've gone a ways, you can see that this kind of wall to your right ends above you, and there's a lip, and then you can kind of see the forms of the shapes of buildings, perhaps as they loom out of the fog. You can see, as you travel, you can see the obvious footprints of those who have come before you. You gain. Give me a perception roll, if you would. In this case, also disadvantaged. I gotta remember to do that. I know.
5.
I'm just trying to play with the rules, man.
I've got some rules for you.
Yeah, I bet you do. You cast about as you're kind of gaining. You kind of gain what you gauge to be the top. You're pretty sure, as these two kind of planes meet, and you can see up ahead of you these kind of looming dark shapes of the deeper dark of perhaps some more, either another rise above you, or perhaps some more ruined building of some kind. As indeed you can tell that this stuff to your right is some kind of broken and timbers and stone foundations. But you do not, probably the angle, perhaps the form of the ruins between you and them, but you are unable to determine the lighter orbs there in that other place where other people have seen it.
Importantly, getting away from the drop off is kind of important here, so he will kind of sneak his way towards the courtyard.
Okay. As you make your way here we go.
Making our way.
As you make your toga guy. Oh yeah.
Hell yeah, toga
Um,
guy. Let's get Greek in here.
Oh wow, that's fucked up. As you make your way, inching along into this open space, you can now start to see these that there's some kind of lighter form there to your left. You can see these kind of globs of lighter fog, and as you step, there is a resistance, and then a slight crunch, and a not resistance, as you have perhaps discovered that there is some part of a body in the snow that you have
Ein Corpse.
not seen but stepped upon.
Well, as long as it doesn't seem to bother him, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Is it anybody I know?
Do you ask him?
I'll take a look.
Yeah, you give me an investigation roll.
It's Astrid. Maybe you should have gone with us.
Yeah.
Maybe you shouldn't have flown the fuck off. That's a 17.
You you look down and you realize that you can just barely see like the shape of this body in the snow, as it's kind of covered in some snow, and you kind of brush away a bit, and it's a pretty old and desiccated corpse that doesn't look like anybody that you've ever met.
All right, I will resist the urge to rage loot in memory of my dear departed friend Stieg.
Lost to the mists.
Lost to the mists. And kind of proceed along the wall to the left, kind of just keeping an eye on the courtyard and moving against the building.
Okay. Yeah, kind of gaining that position. You can see some shapes kind of make their form known out of the fog around these, what you can only indeed assume is some kind of braziers. You can see 4 shapes here. Astrid, Stieg,
Yes.
it's getting cold. The wind is delightful.
Can I see this ledge? VTT is acting crazy.
Yeah. I'm used to it. Give me a go ahead and let's make you're just looking?
Yeah, with my medallion, I'm trying to find a spot that is nearby that's close to us.
Yeah, give me a perception roll with the bonuses from the thing. straight up normal. Looking through it.
13 plus. Would that be the +5?
Yep.
All right, 18.
18. Yeah, you look and you can see that kind of ledge. You can see that, yeah, you're on top of a roof. And it's, you look down, it's probably, a good 15 to 20 feet from you to like the base of the wall where this thing is. And then it kind of just goes down. There's some rocks and then it's just down into fog and darkness. But then you look across, and you can see that near ledge, and it's, it's not too far,
Okay.
And you also see some other things. I see a guy.
What?
As you kind of look across,
That's not good.
you can see a form, and you can see him pretty clear. Headdress, feathers, skull, goat horns. I mean, realistically, it looks badass. You want to wear
I
it.
love this guy in the 1980s Dragnet movie.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Yes.
Oh, I love that movie.
Very familiar. Barefoot.
Mavness.
Staff. You can see that he's kind
Fuck.
of walking the perimeter of what you can see. It's hard to tell, but you can see that there's some kind of outline of circles, of lines, of runes, of things there upon the ground in the snow, kind of cleared away. You can see kind of piled out to where like these pillars are. Is like, it looks like somebody has meticulously kind of swept away, and you can see the kind of the cobbles kind of beneath.
Okay.
You
Astrid,
can see these candles. You can see
is that a baby?
three
No. Let's
three
hope not.
bodies.
Whoa.
Bodies, not
It's a baby
babies.
corpse.
Not a baby. Okay.
No baby corpses,
I
please.
have to.
Yep. 3 bodies prostrate, and you can see this form of Mavness. It's Mavness. And he's kind of walking this perimeter around this circle.
Back turned to us.
Yeah, he's kind of facing in.
Hit him.
And you can see he's you can't hear him. You can see that his mouth is moving, hand is raised, staff out, he's got like a sprig of some kind of probably like a fir tree or like a pine tree, like a spruce tree or a pine tree, and he's shaking it, and you can see specks of something strike the into the circle as he kind of is making his way around.
Astrid,
Yes.
I have an idea.
Okay.
We're
Do
gonna
you
tie. We're gonna tie this rope off to this wall right here.
Okay.
Okay, and you hold the end of the rope. I don't
All
know,
right.
Here, I'm gonna tie a cobblestone, like a fist-sized stone, to the other end of the rope.
Uh-huh.
And I'm gonna give it to her, and I'm going to go over there and light the way for you. You throw me the rope.
All
And-
right.
You can slide down the rope when I have it.
This is a good plan.
Okay.
This
It's like the
really
beginning
good.
of one of my favorite movies. Also with The Rock, The Other Guys.
Yeah.
Have you ever done this before, Stieg?
Yes.
Oh, good.
But we're going to have to separate for a little bit. But what I'm going to do is when I get over there, I'm going to start lighting little fires in my hand. So you'll be able to see exactly where you need to throw the rope, okay? It'll be the only fire pulsing on and off. Okay?
Okay. Sure, this is. I mean, because I could just wait here until tomorrow and then I could just hop right on over.
We can't wait here. I saw Mavness down there. He's doing some weird shit.
I mean, if you could point him out, I could probably reach him from here.
I mean,
I could just stay right here on this rooftop.
To be honest, I could probably blow him up from here.
I know,
But
right?
I saw
don't
some
need to go over
bodies
there.
down there. I think it looks like a baby. I can't see from here.
Oh, God.
I can't just blindly throw a fire down there. Okay, we're gonna have to separate, but watch for my flame, okay?
Okay.
All right, Steve, what are you doing, my friend?
I'm going to misty step down there.
Nice.
And then from that spot,
Smaller. Yeah.
I'm going to use prestidigitation to light a small flame in my hand.
Okay.
It goes just pulses on and off. So she can see where to throw the rope.
Nice. You summon the runic powers, of course, that have been handed down by the Grey Wanderer himself, Odin, the All-Father, and step once more into nothing. But this time it's a nothing that you know. And you, of course, appear right where you desire to be. Of course, unbeknownst to him, you have appeared there. You turn back to where you know that you came from, looking up as Astrid is above you on that rooftop. You summon your weak flame. Behind you, Mavness continues his circle around this magic circle of some kind, candles and bodies,
circle
and
magic.
who knows what else is there. The fog swallowing any real sound and light beyond but a few feet. Vidar and Gundr crouching ready, perhaps, to do whatever it is that they're going to do upon these individuals or amongst other things. And that is where we will pause. Just a pause until next week.
No moment of high
really?
tension or anything.
When we return,
I got a couple extra hours. Let's go for it.
I gotta work.
I don't gotta work
man.
tomorrow. Oh, dang.
I don't work tomorrow.
Otherwise, I would. I really would. If I didn't work tomorrow, fuck yeah.
Pull the
I would.
pin on this son of a bitch.
You work it every day, big guy. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
Wow.
But yeah,
All
there we
right.
go. Next time we'll come back. We'll probably start off with that classic D&D saying, roll fucking initiative, and we'll dive in and see what happens as we find out what is Midwinter really keening about, and whose corpses is she wailing for? Right here on the Superior
Ours?
Adventures Guild channel.
Are those our corpses?
Ooh,
You'd have to go look first.
Deep.
That
Yeah.
would be fucked up, wouldn't
That'd be
it?
some Inceptions type shit.
So
Yeah.
would you say that next time is the season finale?
It is seasonally final. Yes. The
Whoa.
finale. The season finale. I don't want to say the end of the game, because I feel like we'll probably come back at some time in the future to these characters. This
Fair.
whatever happens next. I'm
I
not
mean, if we don't
promising
die.
anything, but it's probably going to happen. I like this game.
Oh,
We'll see
yeah.
what happens. But We've got a lot of stories to tell, and I'm itching to tell them. Oh boy,
Itchy.
You got the itch,
Dave,
huh?
Dave, my friend.
Yeah.
Do we have anyone?
Oh yeah.
To gift our 20 viewers to?
You guys,
Are we raiding?
we're raiding into TTRPG Academy. Our
Hey. I love
buddies
those
over
guys.
there, they're awesome. They're playing Star Wars tonight, so let's get in
Nice.
on some action. Everybody who's been with us tonight, thank you so much. Chad,
Absolutely.
awesome session, building
Yeah,
up the
seriously.
fucking tension. Holy shit. Whew. It's gonna get good. Let's see, what can we say? What do we want to say? Anything? We got Salt Marsh on Wednesday. We'll be back here Thursday next week. We are playing next week, even though it's a holiday week. We're gonna celebrate by playing some D&D.
We
Yeah, if you
celebrate in the way of our people.
If you celebrate Christmas, obviously Christmas is in 2 days. Merry Christmas. If you celebrate some other holiday, happy that holiday.
Right.
Good
Festival
Yule.
or Festivus for the rest of us.
If you
Yeah,
are
right?
a Festivus person, good
Good on you.
good Festivus to you.
Air those
Um,
grievances.
Again, thank you for joining us today. I hope you join us next week for both of our games. I'm excited for everything all the time. So yeah,
You are
Thank you, my
excitable,
players.
and I love that about
you
you,
guys
Chad.
y'all are great. This has been super fun.
Hell yeah. You guys, thank you so much. We're gonna raid. Here we go.